What's good, Wizards fans? Nothing good again. It's your host, the real Ed Oliver, with my guy Brandon Scott. The Wizards blown out 114 to 91. Let's talk about it.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
So I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. First-time users can receive 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with promo code Locked On. That's PrizePicks.com, promo code Locked On. So the Washington Wizards lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers 114 to 91 at home, losing by 23 points. They are now on a 3-game losing streak. They were on a 6-game winning streak. Now they're on a 3-game losing streak. That's been the tail of the tape for the Wizards. There was one point where we were on a 3-game losing streak, a 3-game winning streak, or a 5-game winning streak. Then we went on a 10-game losing streak. So that's just been the pattern for the Wizards so far this season. Of course, Bradley Beal out with a foot injury, and then Kyle Kuzma out with the ankle injury. What was your main takeaways from the game tonight? What was the biggest reasons you saw why the Wizards lost tonight?
To me, it was 3 main reasons. One, defense. We didn't have none. They had all of it. Pretty much it. I mean, they came in. They're a really good defensive team, and we have our defensive liabilities in the show tonight. 3-point shooting shot 21%. You know, I believe in the first quarter only shot only made 1 3-pointer. And the paint rebounding / paint control. They got 58 points in the paint, and they out rebounded us 43-37. So they control the paint. Jared Allen again. Mobley, those Twin Towers, man. They did whatever they wanted in the paint. They ruled the paint tonight. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. That's a really good backcourt. You know, combined 44 points. So they did whatever they want. You know, they on the perimeter they were lighted up. So I mean, we just defensively we were just terrible tonight. No heart, no compassion, no effort. I believe there's a few people that did try. KP, he did what he could. Gafford, you saw the effort, but Morris did what he could. 10.7 assists. Kisper struggled, 2 points, 1 for 7 from the field. Denny was meh, 12 points, 3 for 10. He was, it was all right. Delon donut hole, he's been struggling. None 8 points, Gill 6. So again, the bench was terrible. The bench didn't provide much of a spark. And with Kuz and Bill being out, we already struggled with the bench. So it was expected, man. Cleveland's just a better team, and it showed, man. They're a really good team. They have a really good squad, and I believe one of the comments was on point tonight, man. Somebody said there's an obvious talent gap. They're just a really good team, and it shows how much of a gap between us and that top tier in the Eastern Conference, man. Because look, it shows Cleveland, your Milwaukee's, man. I mean, these are good teams that it's just obvious we're not up there yet, and it's going to be the general question is, can we or will we ever be up there? But yeah, tonight it was just an ugly game, man. It was expected. I didn't expect us to win. I knew Cleveland would come in here and blow the doors off because defense, again, we're inconsistent. It was terrible. Terrible. I mean, we couldn't defend the paint, the perimeter, the transition. I mean, I'm sure the Cavaliers stole somebody's keys, man. I mean, it's just terrible, man. So, yeah, that would be my takeaways, man. Defense and 3-point shooting and reluctance in the paint, man. We lost the paint tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got dominated every facet of the game tonight. The Cavaliers shot 41% from the 3-point line, 56% from the field. They shot 20 free throws. They just dominated. They out-rebounded the Wizards. Their largest lead was 28. It got really ugly at one point. Ended up winning by 23, 58 points in the paint, like you said. They just dominated every way. I mean, they had, a couple guys in double figures. Their whole starting five was in double figures. For the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan Mitchell looked very comfortable coming down the court and just shooting pull-up threes. He hit 3 threes tonight. Garland hit 5 threes tonight. Okoro hit 2 threes. I know Okoro's not known as a 3-point shooter, but he looked like a good shooter tonight as well. So just no resistance defensively. And the bigs, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, they dominated. They got whatever they wanted in the paint as well. And yeah, the talent gap is there for sure. It really is. And we had some unforced errors, some unforced turnovers. I know Denny had the ball one time at the free throw line. He was kind of holding the ball like it was a pizza. And he got mad because nobody was cutting. But you just had to be stronger with the basketball. So that was one of the plays I saw. Kendrick Nunn had a bad turnover. DeLon Wright over the past couple games, he's been underwhelming. He's really struggled to score, having 0 points. We just need more from our point guards. Monte Morris 10 points, but he just can't really penetrate and get to the paint at all. And Jordan Goodwin, he gave effort tonight, 1 point, but 0 for 3 from the field. And Kendrick Nunn is another combo guard that we have too, 8 points. So Will Barton, if we're showcasing him, I think he did a good job of that a little bit, even though he struggled at some points kind of with turnovers. Let me see how many turnovers he had. I saw 1 turnover. Yeah, he only had 1 turnover, so I'm not even going to say that too much on him. But we just have any guys that can really create shots for themselves or just get easy baskets. And of course, Kuz is a guy that can create a shot for himself. Of course, Porzingis got shots for himself. But even those were tough. I mean, there's a reason why the Cleveland Cavaliers are number 1 in defense. They're the number 1 defensive rated team in the league, and it clearly showed that. You just saw how quick guys are. They just look more athletic than us. They look quicker than us. They just look way more talented than us. You got Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell. He can move his feet. Garland is out there running around. Curl's out there running around. They're just running from side to side, making shots tougher for the Wizards. Corey Kispert struggled tonight too with 2 points, 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. And they're just a suffocating defense. They're a legitimate playoff team. They show the Wizards the standard of what a legitimate playoff team looks like right now. And the Wizards, they look a little far away from that. Even with Bill and Kuz, they look like they would be overmatched against the Cavaliers. I think, of course, it would be a closer game. Of course, if the solid 3 was healthy, I think it would be within 5 points. But it would be questionable if the Wizards would have won this game still with a full squad, to be honest with you. So I'm not going to say I'm disappointed with the loss because this was expected, to be honest, especially the way that they played these last 2 games. I mean, I don't have any expectations after they just squandered away and just choked away 2 games back to back like they did. So, I mean, the Cavaliers did what they were supposed to do. They came in and they took care of business from start to finish, and they won. So the Wizards, they got to bounce back. They got the Hornets. We'll talk about the Hornets tomorrow, but that's an opportunity for the Wizards to get back on the right foot. Can Brad come back on Wednesday night? Can Kuz come back on Wednesday night? Either just one of them, they still should honestly. I feel like they should beat the Hornets, but I can't even say that confidently because of the way they lost to the Nets and the Blazers. But lastly about the game, I mean, yeah, it's simply cut. I mean, it's no need to really go deep thought into this one. Just really from start to finish, the Cavaliers they were the better team.
Yeah, it was a blowout.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it was just clear cut from the beginning, man.
Mm-hmm.
They ruled the game from tip, and you could say the injuries, to Bill and Kuz had a factor. And yeah, they did. I'm with you, man. It would have been a closer game, but just the fact that we're asking that question, or making, even using that as a measuring stick, that we don't even know if this is a for sure win with them in the lineup. What's that tell you? You know, so I just it's the name of the game for this season and really the last couple, man, is just inconsistency. No consistency, man. You go on a winning streak and then you're getting blown out and you're blown a lead. I mean, it's just you don't know what to expect. It's really hard to really predict where this team can go because you really don't know what you're gonna get night to night. You know what I'm saying? Because there's games where we will predict them to lose and they'll blow an opponent out. And then there's games where, on paper, we should overwhelmingly destroy this team. And we're losing to them. So it's just, you don't know what this team is. Is it Jekyll and Hyde? And, we know they're going to be buyers. They're not going to be sellers. We know they're not going to, it's just, it is what it is, man. We know that management has it set in stone what they want to do. But, hey, man, at least Raul Neto got a tribute.
Yeah, he got a tribute.
I mean, the standards to get a video must not be very high, man. I'm just saying, they might have a bronze statue of Bradley Beal, man. I'm just saying, but it was ugly, man. It's predictable because Cleveland, it shows that is a team in contention, man. Mm-hmm. They are a nice team, man. And really the Knicks, man, how did you mess that up? I mean, Donovan Mitchell, man, he should be in the MVP candidate, man. Easy. Because what he's done with his team, he was that piece that Cleveland needed. And if Washington was serious about really getting this franchise right, look at Cleveland. They're a small market team who rebuilt the right way. And now look at them, man. Mm-hmm. They developed, they picked up the key pieces, and look at it. If they can do it, we can do it. But we already know what's going to happen. We're not going to rebuild. So, and long story cut short, man, before we move on, it's just, it was predictable. But, look at the issues. these are the issues we have with Kuz, with Brad in the lineup. Defense continues to be an issue. 3-point shooting is very inconsistent. Paint, very inconsistent. So, at this point in the season, man, we are where we are. These are issues that we've had since the beginning, the issues that we have now, and there's the issues that aren't going to go away because we are who we are, man. So, yeah, it was predictable, but the same demons coming to haunt us again, and we are where we are, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have some more comments about the Cleveland rebuild too. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that. Also, the article from The Athletic that came out today about the Wizards saying that Monte Morris, that the Clippers possibly are looking at Monte Morris. We can talk about that next, and then we'll get into comments. But before we do get into that, this episode is brought to you by Built Bar. Looking for a delicious treat but don't want all the fat and calories? Then you gotta try Built Bar. We just got through the holidays, and I know my goal is to eat a little healthier this year. If you're like me, where you want to eat healthier but don't want to compromise taste, then man, I've got just the thing for you. You got to try Built. With Built, healthy is actually tasty. Seriously, they're so delicious you won't think they're good for you. Perfect for your New Year's resolution. And they come in unbelievably flavors like churro, peanut butter brownie, and coconut almond. And now you don't need to wait around to get a box. For years, we've been talking about ordering your Built Bars at Built.com. Now you can get them at your local Walmart or Sam's Club. That's right. Head to your nearest Walmart today, walk to the pharmacy section, and grab yourself a box of Built Bars. You can pick up a 4-bar box of cookies and cream, double chocolate, or coconut puffs. If you're close to Sam's Club, run in and grab a 13-bar box with our hit flavors, brownie batter, and churro. You can thank me later. Today's episode is also brought to you by the NBA trade deadline. It is approaching, and Locked On has you covered. Thursday, February 9th, tune into Locked On NBA on YouTube at 2 o'clock Eastern to hear reaction from the trades that will charge the rest of the NBA season. Who becomes contenders and who is tanking for a better future. Subscribe to Locked On NBA on YouTube and don't miss a deal. All right, so just to piggyback off of what you said about Cleveland, I mean, LeBron left. He got his ring in Cleveland. He left. Kyrie left. And then they had no choice but to hit the reset button. And they drafted Darius Garland. They drafted Evan Mobley with the top 5 pick. They drafted Isaac Okoro. Some people think he's not good. Some people don't. There's kind of mixed reviews on him, but I think he's a solid defender. And you saw what he did last night. He can be a solid 3-and-D guy. So they made a trade for Jared Allen. Then they pushed all their chips in and they traded for Donovan Mitchell. They got Kevin Love as a veteran off the bench too. So they've done a good job. They had to go through some growing pains too. They had to trade away Colin Sexton, so they had to make some big moves to get this to make their team better. So they are basically a blueprint on what the Wizards should do. And you look at where they are now, and they're a legitimate playoff team. They made the playoffs last year. They got a budding star, Evan Mobley. So they basically you have to draft better than what the Wizards have done, and you just have to realize when it's time to reset. And, of course, the Wizards aren't going to do that. I think we do have talent. I think they can make the play-in. Oh, side note, Cam Thomas had 47 points from the Nets. 47 points against the Clippers tonight. The Wizards created a monster. We created a monster in Cam Thomas, and now he's gone off for 47. They just lost to the Clippers, though. At least the Clippers won against the Nets. Side note there. But, I mean, man, that's all I got to say about that. It's just frustrating. And then another note from The Athletic, Josh Robbins, he said, in his article, there is a paywall to get through it. So I'm not going to say too much what's in the article, just in respect to the Athletic or whatever. He said that the Clippers did have a scout at the Wizards game, the Wizards versus, the Blazers game. And he said that they possibly could be looking at Monte Morris and trying to trade for him. So we'll see what happens there. The trade deadline's on Thursday. What are your thoughts about that? And if you have anything to say about the Cavs rebuild too.
I mean, that's a hard move right now because DeLon's struggling. Jordan Good. I would welcome a trade because you got to clear up this guard rotation, man. Because you got Nunn, you got Goodwin, you got DeLon, you got Monte. But I mean, who do we get back? Because I know LA is trying to offload Kennard, man. That ain't happening. I do not want Kennard, man. But so I'll be interested in what we want back because I know a lot of people want John Wall back, but I don't see that.
The Clippers are trying to buy him out. They're trying to get rid of him as much as they can.
I would love to see John Wall, man. That's my dude, but I don't see that happening, man. The way his exit was and a lot of the details came out, I don't see that happening. But I know that LA needs a point guard. I would welcome him, man. It just depends on what we get back. Can we get a first from Monte? I don't think so. So, I'll be very interested to see what we get back. But I would welcome him, man, because we definitely need to clear up the log jam at guard. So,
Yeah, you probably get somebody like Terrence Mann, I would think.
that's intriguing.
He's 6'5", 215 pounds. He's 26 years old. He's averaging 8 points a game. That's somebody you might be able to get him in a second round pick, or that's the only person I could see us getting. I know they like Reggie Jackson with the Clippers. Luke Kennard maybe just getting a shooter, but Luke Kennard's making a good amount of money. I gotta look at his contract too. So it's intriguing. I mean, and Will Barton, if we can get something back for him, like Mark Stein said, he said that Will Barton, if he's bought out, he wants to go to the Celtics. So maybe we can get a second round pick from the Celtics or something like that. I don't know. There's just these guys; they just don't have much value at all. So we'll see. I'm interested to see what Tommy does at the trade deadline. I don't really expect any big moves at all. But yeah, we can get the comments if you have anything else. If you don't have anything else to add.
Nah, man. I mean, like I said before, we roll next, man. I don't want Kennard. I'm not one of these guys that think I don't like shooters, man. I like guys who can, defend, and he's a shooter, man. And I don't. Yeah, we got to double check what he's making, man. But he's making a good amount of money, man.
Yeah,
I know they gave him the bag a couple, about a year or two ago, right?
Yeah,
because it was him and it was like 2 or 3 guys. I think Marcus got paid, so they paid a lot of people, man. So yeah, I don't want Kennard, man. Now I would look at what's his name, Terrence. That's somebody I'll look at, man. But yeah, I'm not looking at Kennard.
He's making $14 million per year.
Oh, good God, nah, I'm good.
Monte's making like 9, I think.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I am good with that. So yeah, I'm good, man. Before we move on to comments, man, today's episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. Now, how does it work? Well, you pick 2 to 6 players, and if they go score more or less than their PrizePicks projection, you can win up to 25 times your money on any entry. No competing against other people. It's just you versus the projections available. PrizePicks offers projections on any sport that you can watch. That includes the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, the NHL, PGA Golf, college football, men's and women's basketball, soccer, the WNBA, esports, NASCAR, tennis, MMA, boxing, disc golf, Euro basketball, cricket, and more. Centuries can be made in 60 seconds or less. It's that easy, safe, and fast withdrawals. Currently operational over 30 states and Canada. Download the PrizePicks app or go to prizepicks.com to sign up and play daily fantasy sports. First-time users can receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100 with promo code locked on. If you deposit $100, PrizePicks will give you $100. If you deposit $50, PrizePicks will give you $50. Don't forget to enter promo code locked on at sign up for an instant deposit match up to $100. So we can slide on into comments. I know there's going to be a bunch of them. So let's slide into. All right. Trick Mars. Ooh, that's a mouthful. He said, if I'm Kuzma, I'm packing my pink sweater. I'm leaving DC in a hurry. I mean, look, he's got all the chips in, he's got all the chips, man. So I think he's definitely going to test this. He's definitely going to test, man. He's going to really reach out. He's going to utilize free agency, man. But I don't know, man. I mean, even with 25 million, would you really want to come back? Because like we were talking about earlier, man, even at full strength, man, we're sniffing at AC. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I think he knows he's going to get paid here. I mean, he's going to get paid anywhere. Also, the Athletic article, they said that he probably will be making whatever John Collins is making. That's kind of the blueprint, like 25 mil a year, 23 million a year. That makes sense. I think he's played better than John Collins this year, so I think he earned that contract. So if the Wizards offer it and nobody else offers that amount of money, I think he definitely will want to come back for sure. Of course, there's other factors. He does like, being in the spotlight and LA and the eccentric fashion. And you saw what he was wearing on the sidelines today and yesterday to the game, the black parachute or whatever it was. So, yeah, there's different factors for sure. The pink sweater. The hat that I'm wearing, Kuzma designed it. So shout out to Kuz for that. But, we'll see. Time will tell. And the thing is, he has a big role here. If he goes somewhere else, he probably won't get the shots that he's getting because he has the green light here. He can do whatever he wants. He can shoot fadeaway threes and a lot of contested shots. He gets a green light here. So if he does leave, will he get the same love that Tommy Shepard's giving him and Wes Unseld Jr. is giving him? Will he get that same Love with Phoenix when they already have Ayton and they already have Bridges and they already have Chris Paul. They already have Devin Booker. Because that's one of the teams that reportedly have interest in him. If he goes there, then, he's not going to get the shots that he's getting here in DC. So that's something he's got to think about too. But I know he wants to win. He's won a championship, so he wants to win too. And if he goes to the Suns, of course, he'll be way closer to winning a championship than he will in DC. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the offseason.
Yeah, I think because if they keep him going into the off season, then I think it's bird rights. They can offer more money. So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to use the bird rights and pay him more. And I don't know, I can see him staying here long term just because, like you said, he has a bigger role. Definitely he's better than John Collins, man, because he's more of a shot creator. John Collins is kind of a guy that you need to lob the ball to. You got to orchestrate it for him where, Kuz can put the ball on the floor. So I definitely think he has a lot more value than John Collins. So yeah, let's see. Biggest Steve, we are in serious need of a point guard. Yeah, absolutely. We need a floor general. Absolutely.
Yeah, we do. And defensively too. DeLon's starting to get cooked too. Everybody. It's not just him. I'm not blaming him, but everybody's starting to get cooked now. Donovan Mitchell, Cam Thomas, Sumter, Simons, Lillard. I mean, Lillard cooks everybody. But point guards and shooting guards are coming in here. They're having fun nights, they're having easy nights, easy scoring nights. Dylan Count says, bring back Randy Whitman. I like Randy Whitman, man. A lot of people were so quick to fire him. But honestly, the coaches we had after him really weren't upgrades at all. I mean, I think, Scott Brooks only got to the second round. Randy Whitman got to and they actually played defense under Randy Whitman. I know there was the clip where he was doing a clipboard and kind of flipping it around and stuff. And, him yelling at Otto for not moving and stuff. But Randy Whitman, he held guys accountable. He got guys to buy in defensively. That's one thing I'll give Randy Whitman. So I didn't like when people were so quick to fire him. I didn't think he was a problem at all, to be honest with you.
Nah, I like Whitman, man. I think, we all know that Brooks came here because we were trying to entice KD to come to DC. That's all it was, man. So yeah, it's all good. But let's see, get into a couple more comments. 50% pain says Wes Unseld Jr. needs to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go. Let me bring the comment back up.
Got you. 50% pain says Wes Unseld Jr. needs to go. I mean, I don't know if it's entirely on him tonight. I think it was just effort. Nobody just cared. I think they knew that they had no chance and they just rode with it, man. So yeah.
Yeah. 50% pain. Thank you for the donation. He says, call him Wes Unseld Jr. because that's boring. Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are wild tonight. We'll read a couple comments and then wrap it up. Point Denny said Johnny Davis had his career high in points tonight. Is that true? I don't think that's true at all. I didn't see Johnny score at all. Johnny did play, though.
I think that's the punchline.
Yeah. That is, yeah, I guess he got me. That was a good one. Point Denny. That was a good one. I'm just checking my score.
Because I was checking. I was like, man, did he get 4?
He got 2 points. He did get 2 points tonight. So I don't think he did score before. I remember he scored on a backdoor layup way earlier in the season. Tommy Defender says, I will read a couple of these troll comments real quick. Tommy Defender says, I'd rather have Neto than Monte. He's a bum. I wouldn't go that far. Neto did have his moments, but I wouldn't go that far. Point Dennis says Monte has to go. Chimp Slayer, this is what I said. Yeah, Cam Thomas, 47 points tonight against the Clippers. Absolutely. Against a legitimate defense, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. So I got to give Cam Thomas his props. Now, would he be doing this if Kyrie was there and Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons were on the floor? Probably not. But Cam, he's a bona fide scorer, man. He's a legitimate scorer. In college, we saw it at LSU. He went to Oak Hill Academy High School, and he's just been a scorer his whole life. So I'm happy for Cam Thomas. I hate that it had to be against us, but he's playing well. He's playing good basketball, man. He's playing really well.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, definitely that trade Kyrie, sending him to Dallas, man, opened up a lot more opportunities for him, man. But yeah, Cam Thomas, he's gonna be something special in this league, man. I feel bad for Dallas, man, because there's gonna be 2 guys shooting the ball 60 times.
Right. Someone Ozzy says no Kuz, no Bill, and no defense. Kispert needs to step up. Not good enough, Brandon, bro. Maybe you won't be needing that peroxide after all. Yeah. I think they're gonna make the play-in because where are they at right now? The standings, they're out of the play-in tonight. after night. It's a 3-way tie for the 10th seed. The Pacers win the tiebreaker. The Bulls won tonight. They played the Spurs. They're up 120-93. So the Bulls are going to win tonight. The Pacers are 25-30 with 24-29. The Pistons game is rescheduled for March 7th. But yeah, I mean, they're out of the play-in right now. I mean, they were clearly moving up. They're in the 9th seed at one point, but now they're out of the play-in.
Yeah, I got one more comment, man, and this is right on, man.
Mhm.
This shout out to Sheldon T. And I've been saying this along, the whole time, man. He said we steady trying to build a playing game level team. Blow this crap up. Get a good GM, coach, and start over. Look, if your goal is playing, you've already lost. Like that should not be your goal. You know what I mean? Your goal should be championship. So if your ultimate goal is playing, you've already lost. So I agree with that, man. But we all know, and that's the hardest thing about what's going on in DC, man, is that we know they're not gonna blow it up. They're not. They are content on going forward with what they got going on, man. So you have no choice but to support this score, man, because
Mhm.
This is what you got.
Right. Yeah, they are. They will never ever tank. They are a playing caliber team at best, maybe 8th, 6th seed. I think 6th seed at best. When they were on their 6-game winning streak, I think the 6th seed was probably their ceiling. And I think those 2 losses back to back kind of, I'm not gonna say but they were devastating losses. They were just gut punches.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it today. It was kind of like when the Commanders lost to the Browns. Like that was just it, and that's kind of what it feels like, honestly. Like it just feels like the team morale is down now. They do have some opportunities to come back because they play the Hornets. It's some games where I think they're better than some teams, but at the same time, it's hard to say that because the Wizards they tend to play down to the competition. Like they play the Hornets on Wednesday, they play the Pacers on Saturday. Those games are winnable, and they can bounce back after that. They play the Warriors without Steph Curry, Blazers again. So I mean, they have a chance to redeem themselves, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah, it's just, before we roll, man, it just comes down to consistency. They're very inconsistent, so you just don't know what you're going to get, man. But yeah, man, before we roll, you got anything else?
No, that's it. We're supposed to have Chase Hughes on tomorrow night. If you guys have any questions that you want us to ask him, you could definitely comment them down below. You guys are just funny. I mean, what about Ed Oliver, point guard as a Wizard?
There you go. Look.
So yeah, we just want to thank you guys for watching and listening. And no, that's all I got for tonight.
Cool, man. So again, yeah, definitely appreciate everybody watching and listening. Now, thank you guys for making Locked On Wizards your first listen today. Now, make your second listen, Game to Game NBA. Every moment, every top performance, every result. Locked On Game to Game covers every game across the NBA with local analysis that only Locked On can deliver. Follow Game to Game and Locked On NBA, available on Odyssey app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Again, YouTube, we are very close to 3,000 subscribers. So like, subscribe, comment below, hit that notification button. Definitely check me and my dude, the real Ed Oliver, on Instagram and Twitter on game days and off days, especially the deadlines coming up. So we're going to chop up a lot about potential deals around the NBA and especially with the Wizards. So again, appreciate everybody tonight, and everybody have a blessed night, and peace.